Oh, we can definitely hear you. Okay, are you ready?
Okay,
So,
everyone is hearing me.
we're just gonna go from here, okay? They can hear you. So,
Okay,
guys, my name is Philip, and I'd like to welcome all of you to the exclusive presentation of Pro Cycling Manager 2014. I am joined by Olafur, who you can finally hear now, but why don't you tell a little bit about yourself to the chat?
so
Still here? Oh,
yes, yes, I'm here.
can you tell the chat something about yourself? What do you do at Cyanide?
Yes, I'm the project manager of Pro Cycling Manager 2014, and so I will show you today the presentation of the game. We will see the most feature that we can during this time. I know now that you can hear me, so now we can really start.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. So the first question people want to know is, when is this new awesome game coming out?
So the official release date is on the 19th of June. It's in 2 weeks. In worldwide and on Steam, on digital version, on boxes. There is only the Scandinavian version on box, which is released 1 week later.
So the game is just around the corner, guys.
Yes, you can enjoy the game and just before the Tour de France.
As always. But
Yeah.
as we see on the live stream right now, we see that you have changed the interface. What have you done to it this year?
Yes, the interface has been really redesigned from scratch. We oriented the aim on a flat design, very dark. You maybe remember the old transparent white transparent backgrounds. Now it's very dark. You can see on the game right now. So it's the official visual. You see the helmet of a guy.
It's looking very good.
Yeah.
So, you guys announced that you'll be adding tutorials for the newcomers to this year's edition. Will those tutorials be in video format, or will you have to do some intensive reading?
Well, in fact, it will be none of these two propositions, but I will show you what the tutorial looks like in career and in the race. I just wanted to add that the minimal configuration and recommended are almost the same as last year. So you have to get 2 gigabytes of RAM to make the game run on the minimal configuration, and it's 500 megabytes for the graphic card. And for the recommended configuration, we have a little improved the recommendation to 4 gigabytes in RAM and 1 gigabyte on the graphic card.
That sounds good. That sounds lovely. But before we go on, guys, Olafur and I would like to make an announcement. You can currently buy Pro Cycling Manager 14 on Steam for 10% off. So while you're listening to this live stream or video, go check out Steam, and if we can convince you to buy this game, get it for 10% off today. So Olafur, which game mode would you like to go into detail first? Which one are you most proud about in this year's edition of PCM?
Well, I think we will start with the career mode, because we made huge improvements on it. So I'm starting a new game right now, just to show you what the tutorial looks like, and then we will see the transfers, the equipments, and all the new stuff we've added this year.
Sounds good. You spoke about transfers. Have you touched transfers in this edition of PCM?
Yes. For the moment, I'm just showing you how the tutorial will work. So I am choosing my team right now, and I can see that there is a pop-up that appears and explain me how the team choice works. So I can see, for example, here that the teams are filtered by division, and I can browse to choose the team I want. I'm going to the next one, how the divisions are working, and here I have an interaction to do, so I can sort the team by evaluation. So here
It looks very user-friendly, I gotta say. You guys
yes,
did a good job.
that's
Uh,
that's the point of the tutorial. It has to be very accessible by new players.
mhm.
Uh, when that was one of the objective this year, to improve the access on the game for people that never played to PCM before. So I'm choosing Team Sky here, and I have a few boxes. I'm skipping it from now because we won't do the whole tutorial.
That would take a while, I'd imagine,
Yes, we have
with
a
all the
lot of
things.
things to do.
Yeah. So tell me when you're in the actual career, because I'm seeing you and you're still picking a team.
Yes, I'm starting right now, but think I will load a save game to show the transfers, which
Okay.
is a hot topic. So well, I've just started a new career, but I'm switching to a save.
Hmm.
So uh, I'm I have a career with Belkin in the middle of the month of July. So what I will start talking about transfers.
Hmm. What have you done this year's addition to the game regarding transfers?
Uh, the additions, we wanted to make it more alive. I mean, before you just uh, asked for new contracts to the riders you wanted, you could renew practically automatically your own riders. So now it has changed. There is a much more competition between the teams, and I can show you, for example, I'm not sure you can see it well on the stream, but I have a few news here. And for example, I have Steel Van Hoff that is asking me if I can give him a contract, because he's very interested to go on my team. So this is the kind of rider that asks to the teams if they want to recruit him. I have another news saying me that Barry Marcus is very interested to renew on my team. So I will keep my sprinter for next year. That's a good thing. Now Rick Flens is not the best rider in the world, and is very happy that I sent him a new contract. So in fact, there are a lot of different scenarios that can appear with the transfers. I have, for example, Matti Brechel that is going to sing for me, and he had offers from Tinkoff, Orica Green Edge, I Am Cycling, AG2R. So there is a big competition to sign the players. So I think everyone will enjoy that. And
Looks very good.
yes, I'm going, for example, on the transfer page to show you the main transfer that are done so far. So, for example, I see that Chris Froome has signed for Tinkoff Saxo. It's surprising, but you can see that what happened. From goes on Tinkoff. Quintana is signing for Team Sky, and Contador is signing for Movistar. So there is a switch between the three best mountain riders of the game.
It's a lot of changes.
Yes, so I think it will be a nice second season to play.
So, with
And
all these changes comes another question, though.
yeah,
You have to buy new riders, and you're gonna have to keep your old riders. Is the salary cap still there, with you only having 600,000 per team?
no, we removed the salary cap because it didn't have it didn't mean anything anymore, because we have made another change on the salaries. You know that before the salaries were quite linear. I mean, if you wanted a very big leader, it didn't cost a lot. Now it's very different. Maybe I can go to the search page, and you can see that Chris Froome is now wanting a salary of almost 200,000 euros by a month. And if you browse a little, you can see that rider like Pierre Roland is only 70,000 euros. So the very big leaders will cost a little more, but in the other hand, you have better finances and no salary cap, so you can really make huge teams if you want.
So, with all these big salaries now, what is your main income? Have you made any changes to the finances aspect of the game?
Yes. Last year you had only the sponsor that gave you a part of the budget every month. Now it's still the same. There is the sponsor, but you have the equipment sponsors that are giving you money sometimes too. I will explain how the equipments work a little later. And you can see, for example, in the finance panel, that you have the race bonuses back. So you can earn money just by winning races. So before you already had some bonuses with the sponsors objectives, but any race you win can give you some extra prize. For example, in the screen for the moment, there is a lot of little bonuses won with the national championship, and I think the Tour de France is ending in a few days, and it will represent a big amount of prizes. So now the finances are very different. There are many different sources of money.
That's good.
And
That's
you
good.
have to use it differently. So I think it's something that the real career players will like.
Yes, I know they have been asking to get this, so it's good that you guys listen to them.
Yes.
So another thing that you guys have been announcing is that injuries and illness will play a part in this year's game. What exactly are they doing in this game?
Okay, I'm just switching the save to show you the illnesses. So there was something that was very embarrassing for us last year. It was that if you assign a doctor to one rider, it was only reducing the time of absence, which doesn't make sense. If you break your leg, you won't recover quicker with a doctor. So we totally removed it, and now you have new injuries and illnesses. And about illnesses, you can have some mails sometimes. checking a mail right now. There, Thibaut Pinot is not at his best, so I'm receiving a mail explaining me that Thibaut Pinot is not feeling well, but I don't know yet what's happening to him. So if he is on a race and is on the Vuelta there, I have to take the risk to let him ride the game or making him abandon. So
how will this affect the race? Will he perform better or worse if he's sick?
You don't know. Sometimes he will be too sick to follow, so it can get worse if you keep letting him on the race, and it's worse and worse. But sometimes he can recover and feeling good again. So it's a bargain. You have to choose what you want to do with your riders. So, for example, Thibaut Pinot here, I can see in the injury screen that I don't have it yet. I have Cédric Pinot has a back pain, and I don't know when he will recover, because a back pain is just an injury, so he won't recover faster with a doctor.
It's just like real life then, or it sounds like that.
Yes, doctors have a little more importance now.
Okay, sounds good. Another change that you guys have made to this year's game was equipment sponsors. Would you talk a little bit about those?
Yes, this is not only a sponsor, but you have a few features available. So I'm on the equipment suppliers panel, so you can see there that I have three kind of sponsors, that are the frames that you already know, the wheels, and there is no helmet anymore, because we thought it was not logical to have a bonus on your stats just because you wear an helmet. It's not it doesn't make sense. So we replaced it with the group set, which is the gear and stuff. So you have three types of contracts. I'm in a setup that say to me that I have Meccano wheels. Well, we don't have the licenses to use the real names. I have Meccano wheels that gives me some money every month or every year, yeah, with a contract ending at the end of the season. And I don't have an R&D program, so I'm going back to R&D just right after. I have Meccano as well, with no R&D program, and with Mapair I have a full R&D program, so I can show you how it will work. You can see on the bottom of the screen that I have various proposition. I have the same Mapair contract that is proposing me a new contract, but a lot less than last year. So I'm not sure I will accept this one, and maybe wait for other offers. And I have two wheels contracts that are from a different manufacturer. So I just accepted one contract with Oxo, but still with no R&D program. So that was the part on sponsors. But
so would you compare this to secondary sponsors in the earlier versions of Pro Cycling Manager?
Yes, it's not exactly the same, because it's not only a new source of money, but actually a new source of gameplay. So I'm switching to the equipment parts. So it's here. So here you can see that I'm on the frame part of the the equipments, and I have access to the research and development. Just right now, I'm working on a new equipment, which is Aerostorm. It means as I can make R&D with my equipments, I can ask to Mapper to upgrade a new equipment, and hope it will be better. So here it's a time trial frame. It has 4 star in aerodynamics and 0 in the rest. I can hope, for example, that the next version of it will be lighter. So I have access to new equipments that I will be able to test on the race. So it's I think it's very interesting, and besides, there will be more importance of the equipment stats on the riders. You can feel that you have a good equipment compared to the other teams.
How can you feel that in the game? Like, which can you see it on the green bar, the red bar, yellow bar, or form of the day?
It's like an overall feeling. It is completed with the form of the day that has changed a little as well. But if you try to do a race with the worst equipment, you will see that you're a little less quick than the competition. So you have to stay at the top of the level of equipments to stay at the top of level of in races.
Yep.
Not sure you see my point. It's okay.
We see it. We totally see it. That makes sense.
Okay.
It definitely makes sense.
So yes.
That was the equipment. That's a great new feature, by the way. One of the things that was asked on PCM Daily was that, will we still be interrupted when we simulate without interruptions?
Yes. It's not the same as before, because that was true that it's not normal to be interrupted if you didn't want it. But now I can show you the new agenda that we added. So if you remember, before you had a calendar at the bottom of the screen, and a next button. Now it's at the top. You can see the list of incoming race and blocking news. Because there are still blocking news, you have to make some choices at certain moments of the career. So, well, it's not the best example because I only have races to run now. But if I'm simulating until the Settimana Lombarda, I won't be interrupted, except if there is a new blocking news that is not planned. But you can simulate without interruption for real.
That sounds good. What made you change the calendar feature? I know that most of us liked it in the bottom. What made you change that? Why did you change that?
We had some comments saying that the calendar was not very ergonomic. So we wanted to change that, and I think it's easier to navigate now in the career in general. You can see, for example, here that I can go to the options without with a menu that is not always shown, and at the bottom of the screen there are new information like the number of mails that are unread, the balance, the sponsor confidence, and the next incoming race plus the next objective. So with one eyesight you can see what are the next incoming thing.
I'm definitely a fan of this new interface. I like it a lot more than the previous one.
Okay, that's
One
good.
thing the guys in the chat have been screaming about, they want to see some 3D racing. Do you think we can move over to some 3D racing?
Yes. Just one question that we didn't talk about is the possibility of changing the teams.
Oh yeah.
Receive new job offers. So that's one thing that we decided to not to make because it would look like a football game, and we are not making a football game. You don't see coaches changing team every year with a transfer market and stuff. So it's not very realistic in cycling. So we didn't see any reason to go this way.
Mm-hmm. I think the example you made was Patrick Lefevre would never go to a team as Belkin.
Yes.
He would never leave Omega Pharma Quickstep, and I think it's realistic. I think it's smart.
Yes, that's what we wanted to avoid because cycling is not like that.
It's a good thing it's not like that, I think.
Yeah. Should we switch to the 3D race mode?
Yes, I think that'd be much appreciated. So, 2 new features that you put in this year's game was the auto mode and the next auto action feature. Can you explain why would you put these things in the game? Like, what was the thought behind these 2 new features?
Okay, I'm explaining it to you.
Yep.
For the 3D race, we are going to do the Pladadet stage because it's not so long and it's a mountain stage, so it will be fun. So I'm advancing a little. So I choose the Pladadet. Just on this screen you can see that there is a new model for the jerseys. When I'm choosing my team, I can see the jersey. So which team am I gonna take? Let's sort them. Well, I'm taking Movistar because I like the team and they have good riders. So let's go.
Looks good.
Okay, so now we are on the pre-race menu. So it's brand new. You don't have a thousand of screen to pass to launch a race now. It is simple now, but with more informations. So I'm on the subscription. I'm making my roster. So Nairo Quintana was not selected. I don't agree with that. Okay, so I have Quintana, Valverde, Inchosti, Schmidt, etc. Castroviejo. Okay, so that's the roster part that didn't change a lot this year. But now I am wanting to show you the equipment page. So here you can choose the equipments you want. So you can see that I can choose my frame, front wheel and rear wheel. In fact, the group set that I mentioned before is not really giving you better cards because it's there's not so much differences between everything.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, I'm giving a special equipment to Gadret. Why not? So I'm applying this, and you can see he has a different set. I changed that because it won't be good on on mountain otherwise. So there are 3 stats that are important for the race: aerodynamics, lightness, and comfort. the aerodynamics is done for the time trials and the flat. So it's a set for equipments for the sprinters, the time trialists. The lightness is more for the mountain and hills, and then the comfort is more adapted to the cobble races. So I'm giving a light equipment to Gadret, otherwise he won't be good in the mountains. So okay, I'm taking the best in every. So
what is the scale on the stars in equipment? What is the scale? Does it go from 0 to 15?
Not necessarily. There is a. I think it's because I'm in one-off mode, so there is no R&D and all the carrier stuff. So I think it's 5 stars at the maximum, but
Okay.
it may be different on the carrier. So that's all for the equipment. Here is the new strategy panel. So I remember your questions about the auto mode. It starts before the race. So
Let's see.
yes. So
Could you explain the features? Like you see the different icons to the right. Could you explain those?
yes, sure. So first I have to the left of the screen the list of my riders, and I see there that Quintana is set as a leader, and you can see that I just registered him, so it's dynamic. So Quintana is the leader. Valverde and Anton will be helpers, not helpers. I mean, they will have a wild card to attack from far, and the other guys are teammates. So I'm not happy with that. So I will change it. So I'm setting first the status of my team. So I'm gonna make Valverde a leader as well. So I'm clicking on him. So now it's a leader, and I will give him a few teammates like Izaguirre, Castroviejo, and a third one which will be Gadret. So I split my team in 2 parts, and I think during the game I will control Quintana and let Valverde on his own with the strategy I gave him. That's the idea. And I'm letting Igor Anton as a free rider. He can do whatever he wants. So now on the right part I have a few strategies. They are a little more on the tour mode, because you can fight for the different rankings. Here on a single stage there's only the victory that counts. So the last 3 icons are for attacking. You can choose to never attack, follow the attacks on, or attack. So I can give an order to Quintana, but I know I will control him, so it's not very important. But I can ask to Valverde to attack, to take a risk. And I wanted to ask to Gadret to attack as well. So he might attack during the game, even if he's a teammate from Valverde. He can attack as well. So the other one won't attack, and Anton will take a risk as well. This order is riding breakaway. It's to follow the breakaways. If you are interested by victory, you can ask it to some riders. and the first one is right for the stage, which is pretty obvious, but in a tour mode, in a stage race, you can skip some stages if it doesn't interest you. So okay, now I'm going on the briefing quickly because the loading screen is the same as this one, so I can it's an information panel, so you can you can watch a lot of informations, like your roster and the rankings of your riders, the list of teams with favorite riders of every teams, and the last panel is about favorites, so you can see who can win the stage. But now you can see the favorites before the loading happens, so you might change your roster at the last time. I think I will launch the race now.
I have a quick question about the strategy thing. How many leaders can you have? I saw you have both Quintana and Valverde. What's the maximum amount?
It's two leaders that you can have maximum.
Okay.
So, for example, if I want to tell Anton to be a leader, I'm clicking on him. He can, because I already have two. And in other stages, you can set a sprinter as well, which is considered as a leader, but it's to make a sprint train or something like that. So
okay.
I think I'm going to load the race. It can take a little while, so I will take this time to read if there are new questions or things like that.
Oh, in the chat?
Yes, for example.
Okay, so guys, this is your chance. If you want your question answered, ask your question in the chat, and I'll pick the best ones that I read while we wait. But while we wait until I find a good question, could you please explain why you went and added this new automation feature? What was the idea behind this? Why would you add something like this to the game?
Oh, it was because some players were complaining that you couldn't control all your riders at the same time in the key moments. So we decided to add this feature, so you can focus like I'm going to do on Quintana and let Valverde do something and not stay in the peloton.
Smart. Okay, so the question I see the most in the chat is, did you bring Omnium back to online mode this year?
Oh, I think this is a question that we will talk about a little later.
Sounds good. Okay. That sounds good. I'm trying to pick the best ones.
So yes, let make the things in order. I have a question from Camille that is helping us as well. She asks me if there is still a nationality bonus. So yes, there is a nationality bonus, but it is a little less than before. And with the new equipment taking more room, it will be something else now.
Okay. A question coming from Sharp Gaming in the chat. How close are you to the PCM game you want? How close are you to being at that point where you're saying, I have the perfect game?
What do you mean exactly?
How many things would you like to add? Like, you already added this year, you added equipment, you added automation feature. Is there a lot of new things you would like to add over the next couple of years, or are you close to the perfect game?
We want to add 1,000 of new ideas, but we can do everything. So it's very difficult. I think we can talk about it at the end when I can answer to question more quickly. I just finished my loading, so I can now explain you how the game works. So
I see the race tutorial as well. Yes. When you learn to start the game.
We are on the race tutorial. I'm going to just do the first steps. So I have a lot of explanation on the first screen, and the interface is showing panel by panel to explain you how it works. So first the rider panels, so it explains me how can I select a rider and see his energy bars and stuff. So for example, here I'm selecting Amador. I have explanation on energy bars, heart rate, effort and order, etc. So I'm skipping it, but because it's there's a lot of information. Here it's interesting because I have the explanation of the next order. So for example, here I asked to Amador to attack just for the tutorial. So he will be attacking, but I can set his order directly now. So I'm switching to the second order and tell him to go on auto mode. So for example, Amador will attack and then follow the strategy I gave him. So I asked him, if I remember well, to be a teammate of Quintana, so it won't do a lot here, but it's just for the sample, and I can return to the current order. Okay, so I have the rest of the interface that is showing up, and now the race is starting. I think I will attack with Amador, just to show you that no, it's Quintana here. Amador will attack, and it should start another pop-up tutorial when the attack is set. Here you have the breakaway explained to you, so you can understand that you don't have to give all in at the start of the race and make relays with the opponents. So I think I'm going to skip the tutorial for now, because you want to see some race.
But it's looking good so far.
Well, what I explained before, I'm making a quick pause. If I go on the main panel, you can see the strategy is still here, so you can still change your strategies during the race. So it's very interesting, I think. And there you can see that Valverde is teammate with Gadre, Castroviejo, and Izaguirre. I want to ask them to follow my strategy, so I'm selecting Valverde, Gadre, Castroviejo, and Izaguirre, and I'm asking them to follow the automatic order. Anton will be on his own too, and I will ask I don't know, to Amador to protect Quintana. I know he's away, so it would be for Schmidt. Okay.
So if you don't press the auto feature, if you don't press the auto button, they won't listen to your strategy, the
yes.
pre-race thing you said.
Yes, you're still controlling them if you're on manual mode.
Okay. So let's say you have a guy who is on the auto feature, but then he breaks away and you want to control him. Can you then just go back to manually control him, or is he stuck for the rest of the race?
I can show you, for example, with Anton. He's on auto feature. I'm asking him to step back from the race because he's he's in front of the race. I don't know why. Oh, I have Gadre which is attacking because I asked him to attack in the strategy, so it's working well. Quintana is very high. Don't know why. Okay. Okay, so you will step back a little. So it's I have a question from Camille.
Hmm.
She's asking me if Valverde helper can help Quintana. I think they can help. I know they won't help Quintana because Quintana is controlled manually. So if I ask to Quintana to be on auto mode, there the helper can work for him if Valverde is out of the group or something like that.
Hmm.
The race is pretty weird for right now because I have Gadre and Amador in a group.
Well, look, it's looking good so far.
Uh, yes, I don't know where it goes, but it's fun.
So technically the AI, like the if Gadre is on auto, he would ride like the AI would when you give him certain
Yes, kind
orders.
of like the AI, but following your strategies.
So it's technically a detailed simulation just in a 3D race with your orders.
Yes, yes, it's pretty much the looking like the former
Hmm.
3D, the former simulation detailed. And
Yeah.
I wanted to add that the strategy is working with the fast simulation as well.
So now that we're talking about AI, what are the main changes you have made to the AI this year?
Well, we made a lot of very little change. I mean, we didn't make a revolution of new things, but just some little improvements. We are making common work for Tour de France in console and Pro Cycling Manager. So some improvements in the AI are shared between the two projects,
Hmm.
and it includes, for example, the behavior of the leaders in the mountain stages. I hope we can see something today, um, and the way the teams are chasing the breakaways, the breakaways behavior in terms of relays. Uh,
So how is that changed? How is that like you just said that they changed how it works with the breakaway and relaying?
yeah.
How is it changed? What is different with relaying?
Well, it's hard to explain point by point what has changed, but
Hmm.
in general, it's less predictable behavior. I mean, for example, the leaders in mountain stages, they won't attack all at the same time at the last climb. Some will take risks. For example, if I see the profile, they can they can attack on the category 1 climbs today.
So kind of like Andy Schleck did in the Tour de France on the Col de
Yes.
Galibier that one year. Hmm.
Yes, for example, this can happen more often on PCM 14 without making a big change that breaks the AI.
I think that's a feature that's very well received in the community when PCM 14 is released.
Yeah.
It's going to make the game more enjoyable.
The AI is very hard to improve in our games because a little change can break the whole game, and we have to maintain the fact that the game is behaving well in one-off, like I'm doing now, just a stage or a tour or a classic, and it has to work well in career mode, where the riders um, have different form fitness.
Hmm.
Um, so it's very hard to make a good AI that works in every kind of stages and every kind of situations. So we are taking care of that, not making uh, bad decisions, because we know that it can be a big problem for the game.
Hmm. Well, I think it's good you touched the mountain AI because that's the one that was really asked for in this year's version of the game.
Okay.
So another thing that a couple of years ago you made it so that riders wouldn't drive through each other anymore,
Yes.
but with that collisions came. What is your opinion on these collisions? Because most of the people in the community are kind of tired of them. What do you think of these
Oh,
collisions?
collisions are part of the game. It's a big thing in the gameplay. So when there were no collisions, people wanted to have some, and now we have collisions. They don't want it. So it's pretty hard to listen to people,
Hmm.
and I think it's not so hard to manage the collisions. It's just about being well placed, positioned on the peloton. For example, here I'm asking to Inchosti to get the water bottles.
Hmm.
He's doing well. He's in the middle of the pack, and he's going on the front. I have Valverde on the very high. Oh, Valverde has a +5 form of the day, so he may make a good result as a automatic mode.
Would you say that's because of the equipment that he has +5 in the day? Or is
Not
it just because
necessarily, because the other riders have the same equipment and they don't have exactly the same, but it can have help.
Okay.
So I think Valverde will make a good result, maybe better than me with Quintana.
Let's
But
hope. Let's hope for that.
I'm totally not controlling Quintana, in fact. So I'm afraid.
Hmm. So collisions is not on your list to fix in the next couple of versions. You wouldn't say.
We won't fix it because it's not a bug.
Okay. So that's good. That's said. Earlier in this video, I talked about it was the automation feature was just like detailed simulation. People have been asking, will visual simulation make a return?
So no, it's we removed the detailed simulation because the results were not very efficient. The strategy was not completely respected, and the results were weirder than quick simulation. So it was not satisfying us, and it's very hard to maintain year after year with new features. For example, now we have the new strategies. I really don't know how can we adapt it to the detailed simulation.
Hmm.
So we didn't want to make returns. We made a lot of statistics when we had the detailed simulation, and it was pretty much never used by the players.
Hmm. So I see why you took it out. But you said that the simulations weren't realistic. Would you
Yes.
say they are realistic when you quick simulate?
It has improved a little. So especially for the human results, because it seems that before it was very hard to win in a quick simulation. Don't know if you agree with that,
That's okay.
but it was hard to win, and now it's a little improved, and the new strategies are applying to the simulation. So, for example, I think I won a tour with Kreuziger. It was Kreuziger just with the quick simulation, with a lot of luck, but it is possible.
Hmm. It sounds good. A question I see in the chat that I think we should just talk about is, they ask, do you need to set the strategy for every single stage? Or can you just ignore it if you want to play on your own?
if you play on your own, the strategy you make is not applied, so it's not a problem, and there is always a default strategy that is quite realistic. So it's if you don't want to play with that, it's okay. You can. It's just an additional help.
It's a tool, yeah. So if you don't plan on using the auto feature, you just don't care about the strategy panel, you'd say.
Exactly. And
Okay.
that's why you can skip it on the pre-race. You don't have to say next to this page. You just go on the page if you want to change the strategy. And one thing I wanted to add is that the strategies are pretty well respected by the AI when you set your riders on auto mode. So it could be interesting for the players that make stories with PCM. They can be in the skin of the manager for real, because if they set all their riders on auto mode, they will respect the strategy that has been set on the morning, and then they will behave like normal riders. So it can bring different things, and I think it could be interesting to make a whole career with no control on your riders, just commenting the race.
I was planning on doing that, fun fact.
Yes.
I told you before that I really love this new feature because it would allow me to do this, which you were just telling the other guys. So I would say thank you on behalf of the entire community for adding this feature.
Okay, I'm glad you're satisfied with it.
Okay, so at the moment we see Isagira pacing on your live stream. Did you tell him to pace in the pre-race strategy, or is he just pacing because he needs to catch the breakaway?
Izagirre, let me watch it. Izagirre is a teammate of Valverde, and yes, he's riding if there is a breakaway, but it's not the good one. He's riding for the stage.
Oh, I see.
So I can't change the order to the teammates because it's Valverde which is deciding if they have to run or not. I think if I'm asking to not to relay, he will stop, and Izagirre has just stopped. So you have a full control of what you want to do.
Can you change the leader during the race? Let's say if you have both Valverde and Quintana as a leader, but Valverde is feeling better, can you then move Quintana to a teammate?
Yes. I can, for example, here I make Inchosti a teammate of Valverde, or I can say to Quintana, no, you are not leader again. So he lost all his teammates because he's a free rider now. I will ask to. I had Schmidt protecting Quintana, so I'm letting him, and Amador will be with Valverde. So yes, you can change whenever you want the strategies, and it applies a few seconds after.
It's looking very good.
I'm checking if I have new question from Camille. They are online question, but it's not for now.
Oh, well, I have a good question then. Let's say in a time trial or a team time trial, how would you use this auto feature in that?
On the time trials, there is no auto feature.
Okay, so you have to do it on your own.
Yes, because this is not the same gameplay. You have not the same control. So if you don't want to play the time trial, you just have to simulate it, and it's fine. I'm trying to control Quintana a little because he's doing nothing. Valverde has attacked.
I see it. He's going for that Andy Schleck attack.
Yes. Oh, and Schleck has attacked too. No, there's no Schleck.
Oh, so this is about the early attacks that are going on the category 1 instead of going on the final.
He's trying to escape. and now I'm controlling Quintana, but I'm really not sure I'm making a result today because it's hard to do the stream and the race.
Like, just focus on the stream. I think that's the most important point.
Yes, I guess, yes.
So another question regarding the auto feature. In online mode, can you use this feature, or is it not allowed when you play in Armada, for example?
You can set your riders on auto mode, but you can change the strategies because otherwise, well, we want that players on multiplayer are really playing the game. So it's not very interesting to play in auto mode in multiplayer.
I agree, because I was kind of fearing that if you could go into multiplayer and put it on auto feature, and then the AI would beat you, that'd be kind of sad. But it's looking good. It's looking good so far. I like these early attacks.
I have still Valverde in a block area with Nibali. I think it's a good one. Contador is chasing too with Betancourt.
I see it.
And
so,
yes, I'm late.
So how good is the AI to conserving energy? That's the one thing I've been seeing is Valverde used all his energy when he attacked. Like, when does he know when to stop attacking? That's the AI.
It's an AI matter. I can't explain exactly what happens there. I don't know what the AI is doing. I think I will have a terrible result with Quintana.
Pretty far back, I see. Let's see if there are any other questions.
Let's see Valverde, it's better.
Looks good. One of the other questions that was asked is, will this game ever be released on the Mac?
Well, it's not for now, because we tried to see if it was interesting to do it, and there are a lot of things to do to make it compatible. So we choose not to do it this year. But maybe one day, I don't know.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
It looks like Valverde might do something today. He's in top 3 so far. It looks good.
Sorry, I didn't heard you.
Oh, it's Valverde's in the front with Froome and
yes.
some other guy I can't see.
I don't know. He's with Froome and Nibali, so it's quite good.
It's looking good. Another question from the chat is, can you protect with more than one rider? Or is it still the same?
No, it's still the same.
Okay.
I think there was a glitch before that made you not able to protect various rider, but it didn't affect the gameplay. So no, you can't.
Okay. So guys, if you have a question, you can ask in the chat and we'll try to answer it. Meanwhile, we're looking for questions. Another question as well that we might also discuss later on, but did you add any new track disciplines to this year's game?
The track disciplines, no. It really didn't change a lot this year.
So it wasn't your main focus point this year?
No, I mean, we cannot change all the mod every year, so I know that track hasn't evolved a lot in the previous years as well, but it's not the favorite favorite mod for the player. So the focus this year was really on the career and the gameplay. So
I see.
I have Quintana coming back from nowhere and on the road with Valverde. It's pretty good.
So regarding the track question, so Omnium won't make its way back to online mode this year?
No.
Okay, so that's cleared. I see Quintana coming back now. You could win the stage with him.
Maybe. It will be hard to chase from, but why not? Oh, it's only 2 kilometers left.
You could definitely do this. It's looking really good so far.
Let's try. Oh, it will be hard.
Can you make it?
If you want that I simulate a particular stage right after, I won't win. You can ask it on the chat. Well, I'm Sigon with Quintana, and in fourth with Valverde. Pretty good, no?
Looking pretty good, yeah. And Valverde did pretty good in the auto
Yes.
feature.
Let's see the podium. Oof.
Yeah, you made some changes to the podium this year as well. We saw that in the exclusive video by Mr. PCM Gaming.
Yes.
What was your reasoning behind changing the camera angles on the podium?
Yes, there is a new camera angle which is closer than before, and there are more variety. And the girls on the podium has been revamped, and there are HD jerseys and the specific Tour de France podium. So I'm skipping to podium right now. There. Okay. So it's from. I let you watch the podium if you want.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for this one. I think I see it now. So is it? Will this be the same for every race or just the Tour de France?
The Tour de France has a specific podium. Like you can read Arrogate on the screen, and you shouldn't. There is a little glitch that has been fixed, but not in the version of today. But there is the name of the stage on the podiums, and obviously there are the Champs-Élysées, which has a specific podium, the last stage of the tour.
Of course.
And Giro and the Vuelta has a specific color as well.
I'm also certain that the community will make some different podiums as well.
I'm not sure it's that easy to make it, because
they'll probably figure it out.
it would oblige to make all the stages again and a lot of stuff. I won't recommend it.
There'll be some crazy guys out there giving it a shot. I'm sure of that.
Yes.
So, what do you want to do now? What do you want to show now to the chat and the video and the people watching the video?
We took a lot of time, I see. Do you have a lot of questions left?
Yeah, I think we should show some multiplayer. People have been screaming to see some multiplayer.
Okay.
So let's try and showcase some Armada.
Yes.
Have you made any changes to the interface in Armada? If you want to quickly show that, if you have.
The servers for Armada are not available.
Ooh, that's
today,
correct.
So I can't show you the interface of Armada, but it hasn't changed in the ergonomics, but the overall new interface is on Armada as well. So it's cool. So if you have questions on the chat, you can ask them, so we can prepare and select the best ones.
Exactly. One of the things you guys mentioned in a recent interview was that you will now be able to host without open ports.
Yes.
How come? What did you guys change? Or will it reduce the lag?
Not really reduce the lag, because you will still host the game, or someone will host, but you just don't have to worry about opening your ports or doing something pretty hard. In fact, there were a lot of players that didn't manage to do it. So it's totally transparent for the gamer. He can just go to the multiplayer room and create a game or launch for a ranked game, and it should work directly.
It sounds good.
For people that are hosting a lot of games, they can still open their ports if they want. It will show better results in general, because in fact the technology behind the no opening ports is just a kind of intermediate server that allows you to host a game without changing the parameters of your box. But if you directly change the parameters, it's better, because it works better. For example, people are asking a lot of times if we can play on LAN. It will be available only if you open your ports, because otherwise you will go through the intermediate server, and it won't be a real LAN.
But it will be possible if you open your ports, you say. So you can play on LAN next year.
You can play on LAN if you open your ports, yeah.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, another question is also, will you implement an auction house in Armada, just like they do in FIFA? Or is that on your to-do list?
Well, we didn't implement it this year, and we're not sure we will go in this way, because first we don't like to copy FIFA just because it's a football game. But it's complicated to add an auction house, because it means a lot of control of the transaction, and there are a lot of players playing for the collections in the game. So if you can get the cards too easily or by paying a lot of money, it's not very fair, and collections are less interesting.
Well,
so for the moment we're not going into this.
While we answer these final questions, could you launch up another stage maybe to have it going in the background?
Yes, I'm surveilling the RAM consumption on my computer, and it's pretty bad. So I'm going to close PCM and launch it again to free a little the memory.
That's good.
But I can launch a game and just tell me which one I should.
So, the chat, which stage would you guys like to see? So, this is your chance to get an influence on the stream. So, I'll be reading the chat while I'll be asking some more questions. In multiplayer, will you be able to play with custom stages in this next game?
Well, it hasn't been done right now, but we are planning to do it in maybe in a patch if we have the time, because we think it would be interesting to do it. The reason behind that is that in the former Game Center or in the new Armada mode, the stages are protected to make sure that every player plays with the same stage. There are no cheating with with some re-exported stages or stuff like that. So we have to check that every player has the same stage. If you want to play with a custom stage in multiplayer, it means that every participant on the game has to have the same stage in the game data.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
So it's not that easy to allow, because it could lead to big bugs or crash, and so it's not that easy to make. But we know that a lot of players would be really delighted to play it. So do I have a race to
They want to see a Yorkshire stage, or they want to see the Champs-Élysées?
I see Paris-Roubaix, Giro, London. I'm not sure. I won't show London because you already saw it on the trailer, and it was more beautiful on the trailer than on my computer.
Well, I think you should show the Champs-Élysées stage, because it's kind of the trademark of this game. It's the stage that you guys have put the most effort into. What do you think? Yeah.
I'm not sure, because we already showed it last year, and it didn't change a lot. I think I should do a Giro stage like Zoncolan, or maybe
Go ahead and show the Zoncolan. Pick the. I think the Zoncolan would be better, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's do the Zoncolan. Which
you stated that you changed the mountain AI, so doing another presentation of the mountain AI would be pretty smart.
Okay.
Which team you want to be? I'm
Yes.
not certain. You can
Well,
pick whatever team you like.
okay, but well, I have to choose a team, but it won't be a non-licensed team.
They don't see it on stream, by the way. It's all a black screen, by the way. I think.
It didn't come back.
And I see the mouse, but I don't see